I'd like to call the May 22nd meeting to order. Could you all please rise for the, I'm sorry, is Deacon Joseph Bishop here?
No.
I'm sorry, Joseph, would you please come forward? You guys can sit down, I'm sorry. That's how I'll say it. That's what I get for walking in at the last minute.
From here?
Do the invocation, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
If we could take a moment and bow our heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, you have given us a beautiful spring day today. We give you thanks and praise for such a wonderful and beautiful day, and the many more that will follow this summer season. We gather this evening for the Monee Village Board meeting. We ask you, Lord, for wisdom, guidance, support, discernment, and patience, so that our village leadership may engage all in meaningful discussion and make fair and just decisions that will allow our great village to grow and thrive for generations to come. Please bless our village leadership and all the residents of Monee. Bless also our first responders, police officers, firefighters, EMS, and all emergency workers. And bless all those who serve our country, both away and at home, and all who served in the past. We ask all this in the name of Jesus our Lord. Amen.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Could we all please now rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Here.
Trustee Horn?
Here.
Trustee Razik?
Present.
Trustee Wilson?
Here.
Trustee Udris?
Here.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to call Lee Boswell forward. Lee, there he is. Good. Lee's going to present the Ralph Phelan Award, and I hope he goes ahead and tells you what it means. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you, Mayor Pop, trustees, and guests tonight. The Ralph Phelan Award is given away each year by the Monee Chamber of Commerce in memory of the lifetime civic leader Ralph Phelan, who passed away in 1998. People ask, who was Ralph Phelan? We did some research in that stuff. He was once a mayor. He was a trustee. He was a member of the chamber way back then, and he was the president of the chamber, and he was a board member for the school district, and last he was with the fire district in the administration part. So give you a little background on why this award was. So when Ralph Phelan passed away, the Monee Chamber decided to keep his legend alive with the Ralph Phelan Award. I'm just going to pick this up and read it. It's easier. Okay. Since 2001, the Chamber has given out 17 awards. And right in this room right now, I like to have the privilege to announce that Mayor Pop is one of the recipients, and Dan Tobel and Missy. And I don't think Dresbakes are back here. No, nobody else. So you can see the class is in good shape with a lot of good people and that stuff. So Ralph Phelan Award is given to a Monee resident who, like its namesake, has made a significant volunteer contribution to the betterment of their community in the past years. And on that, I'd like to present this year's Ralph Phelan Award recipient to David D.J. Cruzel. Okay. Good job. You can sit down. I'm going to go over some, I'm not used to looking at the board. I usually look at the people. Okay, some of his accomplishments. First, he's a husband and a proud father of 3 beautiful children. He's an active member of Fall Fair and now Fall Fest since 2008. And he's a volunteer active member and currently in the position of lieutenant with the Monee Emergency Management since 2013. He's volunteered time evenings by hosting movies in the park for families of Monee from 2013 to 2017. He's a volunteer for Kids Day events such as Touch a Truck since 2014. He's an active member of Beautification Committee. And the last is assistant with countless of other Monee events such as the Monee Tree Lighting, Toys for Tots, Halloween Happenings, and Polar Express. So he's got a lot. And I will present you with the, no, okay. This award, like I said, it's been handed out. And this is, you want to get a good picture of it? Yeah, go ahead. You pick it up and turn it down. Okay. You can read it.
Sure.
Okay. This award, let me show the people out here because the camera won't see it. This has been given out, I think, 16 or 17 times. And what this award is, you can hold it. It's called Enoch Chuck. The Enoch Chuck is a stone figure built to resemble a human. The symbol is to remind us of our dependence upon each other and the value of strong relationships. And so, congratulations. And while I'm standing up here, Teresa, come up, please. I'm a director now, and Teresa's the new president of the chamber right now. And I'm just letting everybody know that we're going on to do better things too, a lot more things. And I'm going to be with on special events, doing different events for it, so we can get the chamber up and moving, because we got a lot of new clients, big clients that we haven't had in the past. So, and I want to thank you guys for letting me come in. And David, congratulations, great job. And that, you want to put it back in there?
And congratulations
something,
to
or-
Teresa stepping in to be the new chamber president. We should all give her a hand. You know me, I always have something I want to say. And as far as DJ's concerned, that guy's way overpaid. That's number one, okay? Let's get that one straight right away. He certainly puts in a lot of hours in this village. He's a very hard-working department head. He also works physically with his men. He's probably the leader on that, too, so. David, congratulations. Okay, we'll move on to open to the public. Agenda items only. If you wish to ask a question or have a comment about the agenda, please step forward. Okay, consent agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second, any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Mr. Mayor, I've just got a question.
Janet?
The P&Z, is that that's not the, I want to talk about the zoning fee changes. I might want to talk about the zoning fee changes. The one where we've just put the special use and the variance fees up, is that the same one?
Well, yeah, it has to do with zoning fees, too, if you read the
Okay.
caption there.
I
okay?
just wondered if we had any information, and I might have missed it because I wasn't at the last meeting, on what they have been raised from, if it's a percentage or an actual
From what to
amount.
what, David?
The best explanation I have for that is that fees have been carried forward from year to year, and inadvertently, throughout the history, we have dropped the zoning fees from the ordinance codifier. And therefore, at the suggestion of council, we certainly need to have those fees codified so that it's accessible to the public. And that's exactly what this does. The way it came to this is there were zoning fees collected from different communities in the south and southwest suburbs here, and those were presented at the P&Z meeting and discussed, and these, the fees you have before you now are results of those discussions.
Okay, so was there any methodology used to get to the fee they're at now, or was it a percentage increase across the board? I just wondered how we got to those numbers.
Yes, it was a consideration of what was being used in other municipalities, as well as our cost considerations of advertising, posting, paying for meetings, and the time spent in research on an average that would be that. As you will note, some fees are broken out by residential and commercial/industrial, and other fees are collective, all in one. There is no difference between residential and commercial. And those were through the process, again, of consideration at the P&Z level, and those results are, again, what you have before you here.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion on the consent agenda? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez? Yes. Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Okay. We'll move on to the clerk's report. Denisha?
Thank you. I'll do the oath first before the report.
Okay. Well, that's under your report. Yes. I have to read
If you can raise your right hand and insert your name after I. I
I, Officer William Little,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
as police officer
as police officer
for the Village of Monee
for the Village of Monee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Mom.
Your Honor.
This goes with the territory, all right? I'm not under arrest, we're gonna just.
Thank you. Mayor, before you get comfortable, if you could indulge me a couple minutes. Why don't you bring your family up, Bill? Mayor, come on over here. Trustee Gonzalez, come on up. Come on. Gather around, gang. There you go. I'm the chief. Yep. There you go. There you go. Very nice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Mm-hmm. Right. No problem. Got it. Yep. Anything else, Denisha?
Thank you, Mayor Pop. Just wanted to mention a couple of things. One, if anyone would like to see if they're owed any money, our website, you can visit it now. Under front office, there's under iCash, a representative from Illinois State Treasurer offices will be on site at the Village Hall, June 3rd, 2019, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can find your information if it's on the list for unclaimed property by visiting the website, and there's a click for you to get additional information there. Secondly, the vehicle stickers go on sale June 1st, so be looking for your renewals in the mail in a few days. We do ask that you bring your renewal forms with you. Additionally, for the month of June only, the Village of Hall will be opened on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, and Wednesday hours will be extended to 6:30 p.m. Also on June 15th, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., we will be at Golf Vista selling vehicle stickers for the Golf Vista residents. End of report.
Thank you, Denisha. On my report, I'd like to, I call it an honor. My appointments for the year, department heads first, DJ Crizel, Public Works Superintendent, glad to have him. Ed Johnson, Deputy PW Superintendent, Public Works. Kevin Daly, Economic Development Coordinator. Darrell Butner, Financial Director. Scott Kerner, well, that's questionable, but I'll reappoint him. Not really. David Wallace, Administrator, Village Administrator. Randy Ulaskis, EMA Director, Emergency Management. Diane Kroll, Parks and Recs Director, and Michelle Powell, Village Office Supervisor. Then I'll move on to the Monee Police Pension Fund Board, Norb Snow, and Dan Hawtrey. Police Commission, David Basic, and Dave Stockton. Planning and Zoning Commission, Scott Bugner and Vincent Neary. And that concludes my 2020 appointments. I need a motion to accept the appointments.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion on the appointments? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to Administrator's Report. David?
Thank you, Mayor. Item H1 on the agenda is a request from Mays Q House requesting a third amendment to the redevelopment agreement. The village is in receipt of a letter from Clarence Lewis Jr., who represents Nicole and Lamar Cato in securing financing for this project, and who is requesting an extension of time for completion of the project as recorded in the redevelopment agreement. And that extension of time is requested until November 1st, 2019. A letter of that request has been attached for your review. The action requested this evening, should the board desire, would be to authorize the attorney to prepare the necessary documents for approval at the next board meeting.
Any discussion on this? Because, I'm sorry, could I have a motion, please?
I'll
on
make that
this?
motion, Mr.
Second? Okay, any discussion on this? I know this has been brought up before. David? Oh, yeah. Is Nicole or who's that? Or Lamont here? They're not here, no. We really like to get the barbecue place on board. There's been some things that have delayed it. We hope they iron it out and we have a barbecue place. So that's why we're extending it again. Okay, David?
Discussion?
Trustee Razik?
I'm sorry. Any other discussion on that?
So my question is, they've requested extension to November 1 of 2019. So that's what they requested. Can we extend it for them, a couple more months? Is that at the discretion of this board, or do they have to put in specificity the date that they want the agreement to last to?
Well, this is the date that we've decided on, okay?
decided, or they have?
No, we have. Go ahead, David.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Larry.
Yes, I believe, Trustee Horn, this is our second or third extension. There's always
Third.
got to be a definitive date set forth in the agreement. If they're a couple days, say November 26th, 27th, they need more time, they have the ability to come in. But this is, it'll be 2.5 years starting June of this year. We reached that same agreement with, at that time, Dr. Sheets, way back in 2016, 17? I'm close. So, they always have the right to come back in, but they are making progress.
They are?
It should be, I would think the November date would be appropriate because it is a TIF. It's on our books. It's a developer's note that we're gonna pay out on. So it's probably best from an auditing standpoint also that we have a November date. If they believe they need more time at that, say in November, October, they'd come back before the board. But I think they're relatively close.
Did we make that date, or did they, or was it mutual agreement?
That date was received from Clarence Lewis Jr., who represents the Catos. Additionally,
Okay.
if the board recalls, the previous letter requesting the Second Amendment for time extension was also presented or sent in by Mr. Lewis. And that letter indicated that financing would be secured within 30 days of that letter. And that hasn't happened, and that's why we're back here today.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Razick?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Thank you. This will appear on the next agenda for final action. Item number H2 on the agenda is the 2020 International HV 507 dump plow truck bid. The Department of Public Works is requesting approval to purchase a 2020 International dump and plow truck under the State of Illinois contract pricing. The authorized dealer is Rush Truck Centers in Springfield, Illinois. The vehicle is replacing a 1994 GMC Top Kick, which the board has previously authorized to list for municipal sale. That was back in February. The contract price for the vehicle is $196,795.93. And this is a budgeted item for fiscal year 20. So the action requested this evening is a motion to approve the purchase of a 2020 International HV 507 dump and plow truck from Rush Truck Centers in the amount of $196,795.93.
I'll motion that.
Okay, a motion
Second.
by Wilson,
Second.
second by Gonzalez. Any discussion?
I am just curious, and perhaps our Public Works Director could answer this. Did we purchase that 94 truck new? Do you have any knowledge of that?
From prior knowledge, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razick?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I would like to say that that is the last major purchase that is part of a long-term purchase plan that has been executed over the past several years, probably 7 or 8, if I'm not mistaken. So on behalf of Public Works, we certainly appreciate that. And last but not least, I would just like to touch base as to follow up on the clerk's report of vehicle stickers. We too have the registration of non-highway vehicles, which in simplification terms is golf carts. That will take place beginning June 1st. The first 2 Saturdays of the month, the golf carts or non-highway vehicles will be able to be inspected here at the Village Hall by the Police Department, and that'll take place during the normal business hours of 9 to noon. And additionally, you can prepare yourself for that by going to the website and downloading a registration form or picking one up at the Village Hall or the Police Department, pre-filling out the information that is pertinent, and then you'll be ready to present that to the Police Department for inspection. Once your vehicle passes inspection, you will bring that form into the Village Hall, and they will, you can pay your fee and receive your sticker. So we've tried to simplify the process as much as possible, and again, that would be the first 2 Saturdays in June. Any other inspections must be made by appointment with a direct call to the Police Department so that that is scheduled. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the officials' report. Excuse me. Public Works,
Yes, Mayor. Village of
Trustee
Monee
Wilson.
Department of Public Works is currently flushing fire hydrants on the west side of town in the Highland subdivision. Things are progressing very well, and we look to be completed with the spring maintenance flushing during the first week of June. Please feel free to visit the website, villageofmonee.org, for the complete flushing schedule. Also, village branch pickup, next scheduled pickup will be through June 11th through the 13th. Also be posted on the website. We have, starting in June, crews will be out cleaning and larviciding storm catch basins around town to help reduce the mosquito population. Residents are encouraged to remove standing water around their property to aid in this prevention process. You can find more information about mosquito prevention on the website also. Crews will be out patching around town. Please use caution while driving around these repairs that are being made. Remember Scott's Law. Keep that in mind. Provide them, our workers, adequate, safe space to work in. So please slow down. Also, we have a lot going on our website, so I would encourage everyone to take a look at it. There's a lot of updates, and also that a lot of good information being passed. Also with what we will be talking later on the agenda about the new water tower also. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you. We'll move on to Parks and Recs. Trustee Orr.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I could echo what Trustee Wilson has said, because there are a lot of events, park events on the website. There's a dedicated page to all the events that are happening that you can sign up for. I want to highlight 2 things that are, I'm not sure if they're on the website yet, but they will be. I've seen them on Facebook. Number 1, we are hosting, beginning Mondays in June, I believe it's at 7 o'clock, swing dance lessons. It is, and you don't have to be a couple to be a part of that. You can be a single for that. It's $40 per person for 4 consecutive Mondays, and that'll be held right at the Park Building. And that will lead into, and if you can get a close-up on that for our viewers at home, the 2nd annual Family Swing Dance, which will be held Saturday night, June 29th, at Fireman's Park. It'll feature the Shout Section Big Band. And just added, we talked about May's Barbecue. They will be having their food truck there, so you can dance and eat, and should be a good time. Again, there's all the other events are on the village, in the village newsletter or on the website. End of report.
We'll move on to Finance. Trustee Blue.
No report today, Mr. Mayor.
Amazing. Okay, economic development, Scott.
Okay, a couple things. Reminder from the Chamber of Commerce that July 20th is the Joliet Slammers Monee baseball night out there. Tickets are $10 a piece. You can either get a hold of Lee or come up to the village here and pick up your tickets. The Economic Development Department has been just extremely busy. Nothing of particular to report right now, but just know that things are definitely happening and moving along, and they're staying extremely busy with that. And that's it. End of report.
Thank you, Scott. We'll move on to building services. Anthony.
It's a few things, Mr. Mayor. Thornton's building plan review has been submitted for the second review, and the civil engineering plan has been submitted for third review. Additional plans have been submitted for ORD 4 at 25810 Ridgeland Avenue. Project is moving along very well. And lastly, a main natural gas line is being installed for the BR4 project on Ridgeland Avenue. Once it's completed, the road opening should follow. End of report.
Thank you, Anthony. Move on to public safety. Trustee Gonzalez.
Shall I defer to Chief for this, for presentation by Ms. Rakes? You do it to me all the time. That's what's on my agenda.
For Project Blue Eye, I would like to thank the businesses of Monee, the residents, and Mayor Pop, Trustee Blue. Thank you for the meeting with Dave Wallace. You weren't there, Mayor Pop, but
No,
they
I
handled it for you. I'm happy to say we have raised the $20,000, and the village is matching the $20,000. I would like to make sure, because like I said in our meeting that day, that at the end of the day, the only thing I own is my word. So I have presented Project Blue Eye to the businesses. They want that particular smart technology to the residents. I just want to make sure that that's what we're getting. And I would like, Chief, if you don't mind, once you get it set up, don't take longer than 30 days, please, to give an evaluation on what it is so we can get the second camera brought. Because according to Dave Wallace and Janet Blue, they're holding on to the other 20,000 until the chief says it's a go. So I just want to make sure both cameras are brought, because I don't want to look like an idiot telling people we're going to have two and we end up with one. That's very important to me. Okay?
No
So here's
pressure,
your check.
Chief.
And here, I want to say this too. I made a file. I'm not good at raising money, so I opened up a bank account when I should have done way different. But I made a file. There is every penny accounted for here, bank statements, receipts, every single thing that you need to show transparency. And here's your check. You're welcome. And a huge thank you to the residents and the Homeowners Association of Gulf Vista. Thank you.
If I may, Your Honor, I would just like to, on behalf of the Monee Police Department, on behalf of Mayor Pop, and I'm sure all the trustees, and the community, thank you, Ms. Rakes. This was a lot of work. You showed so much dedication and passion for your community and for your friends and neighbors to raise this money for a very valuable law enforcement item. This will be a state-of-the-art surveillance camera that will be used in areas where we want to make sure you are safer than safe. So thank you again. I can't tell you how proud of you we are and how proud as police officers we are to have a community like Miss Liz Rakes. Thank you.
Liz, I personally wanted to first say that Scott took every word I wanted to say out of my mouth. That's pretty good, Scott. So I'm angry with him for that. No. Liz, we thank you so much. And you know our financial straits. We will do everything we can, and we will get another camera. I'm not going to give you a date. We promised you that. There will be camera or cameras, depending on, what the chief decides we really need, okay? So you understand. Go ahead. Oh, boy.
Okay, Mayor Pop, the deal was, I raised 20 grand,
Yep.
and you were gonna match 20 grand. So there has to be a second camera purchased?
No. Wait now, you're not hearing me right.
Okay.
We're going to spend $20,000.
I know, because Dave
We may
Wallace
buy
already told
multiple
me.
cameras.
That's good, because
Okay.
I'll keep working behind the scenes for 2 more myself. I'm not asking for any more money from the village.
I understand.
However, before I'm done, we will have 4. Because every person coming in, they may come in, but they're not going out undetected. We're gonna have a safe community here. And it's, the residents want it, the businesses want it. And not just protecting ourselves, we're gonna protect our officers as well. This smart technology is going to give them advanced information that they can see in real time before they even approach something so drastic as last year. So I'm excited, you're welcome, and I'm done.
And we're still friends, right? Okay. That's important too, Liz. Yes, ma'am. Live up to your word, no problem. You forced that out of my mouth. I want to tell you that. Sorry, trustees. It's fine. You got it. Okay.
End of report.
No, I'm teasing.
Thank you, Heidi.
No. So seriously, though, and obviously you can see that Monee Police Department is hard at work of everything that they've done. We've installed a new officer, and thank you to Officer Little for joining us full-time after several years at both Hardin County, and we stole him from Beecher. So he is, and thank you, Officer Little, for your commitment to the village of Monee. Thank you. Thank you. And then too, if you're on the Village of Monee and the Police Department Facebook page, you know that Monee Police Department has made this Appreciation Week. And we're not, the Monee Police Department we're not appreciating them, they're appreciating us this week for things that Liz Rakes has done and for what the businesses and the residents have done to support our police department. So from all of us to all of you, thank you. End of report.
Okay, we'll move on to the attorney's report.
Thank you, Mayor.
Larry?
I have 3 items for the board's consideration. The first item is an ordinance relative to salaries for exempt employees for the fiscal year, May 1st, 2019, ending April 30th, 2020. The salaries are set forth in the ordinance. It's up for the board's review.
Could I have a motion on that ordinance, please? Motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
1914.
Thank you, Your Honor. The next ordinance is an ordinance relative to a special use application for the property at 25912 Governor's Highway. I'm not sure if the applicant's present tonight, but I believe they appeared before the zoning board Wednesday. A favorable recommendation was made, subject to certain conditions set forth in the ordinance. It's up for the board's review and consideration.
Could I have a motion on that, please?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Go ahead, David.
The applicant is here, should the board members have any questions.
Ms. Rasmussen, did you want to take just a couple minutes and explain just the different variances that you needed to come up with or adhere to? We're not putting you on the spot. I just wanted to see if you wanted to say a couple. Okay.
I will. Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Trustee Razik,
Yes.
Trustee Wilson,
Yes.
Trustee Udris,
Yes.
Trustee Blue,
Yes.
1915.
Thank you, Your Honor. The last ordinance for the board's review and consideration deals with the fee schedule for zoning request relief. I believe the zoning board again reviewed this at the last board meeting, made a recommendation to set forth the fee schedule relative to special use permits, variances, zoning amendments of that type. It's up for the board's review and consideration.
I have a motion on this, please. And a second.
I'll make that motion.
A second to that?
Second.
Okay, discussion. Any discussion on it? If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Trustee Razik,
Yes.
Trustee Wilson,
Yes.
Trustee Udris,
Yes.
Trustee Blue,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
1916.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Larry. We'll move on to old business, the retention pond. Scott, you may want to carry a little bit of that, if you don't mind. You headed the committee.
Sure. Last night,
Sorry.
four of us were able to get together last night, have a committee meeting to discuss this.
Excuse me,
Yes.
we have the motion, take it off the table first before discuss.
I'll make the motion.
That's okay.
I'll
No,
second.
that's my fault. Well, we have a
Okay.
motion. Could we have a
Yes,
second, please?
we do. We
Second.
have a
Did
second.
you get it?
Okay.
You can
Roll
proceed.
call?
Trustee Razik,
Yes.
Trustee Wilson,
Yes.
Trustee Udris,
Yes.
Trustee Blue,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
All right. Sorry about that. But we got together, we did have a couple residents come out to join us in getting this settled. And what the trustees have before them is the recommendation that we came up with last night, dealing with fishing at our retention ponds. Basically, just to read through it, fishing is restricted to shoreline only. Fishing is only permitted from dawn to dusk. The retention and detention ponds will be catch and release only. Fish are to be released as soon as possible after landing them. And any children under 12 must have adult supervision. Some prohibited activities on the retention ponds: swimming, wading, and skating are prohibited on any of the ponds located within the village. No boats or flotation devices are permitted. Trespassing onto private property is prohibited. Any consumption of alcohol is prohibited. And any littering, any and all garbage has to be removed by the person as they leave the area. One of the things I will just say that we did have a long discussion on was whether or not to use the use of a permit for fishing as a means to get these out to residents, and really felt that to deal with the issues that were out there, that going to the catch and release is most likely going to satisfy and deal with a lot of those issues. The other part of it with the permits was that the process kept getting a little more cumbersome, trying to get the way that it was going to get carried out. So this is what we have before everybody for approval. So, do I need to ask for a motion to? Okay, then I would like to make a motion that we make this amendment to the ordinance.
Second.
Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, for clarification, that would be a motion to direct the attorney to draw up the ordinance amendment.
Okay. Roll call.
Yes.
Trustee Udris,
Yes.
Trustee Blue,
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez,
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, this will appear in the next agenda for final action.
Very good. Okay, we'll move on to new business. We've been working very hard on a new water tower, and that's what this has to do with on the agenda. David, I'll let you...
Thank you, Mayor. Item L1 on your agenda, it has to do with a contract award for a 500,000-gallon elevated tank. The bids were opened here at the Village Hall and on May 16th and for the reference project. And there were 4 bidders, Chicago Bridge and Iron, Caldwell Tanks, McGuire Iron, and Phoenix Fabricators and Erectors. The bids ranged from $1.972 million up to $2.424 million. The lowest bidder is Chicago Bridge and Iron, and the bid amount of $1,972,000. All bids were received, and bid bonds were received as well. These bids were reviewed by our engineers, and there was a recommendation per the bids to accept the low bid of Chicago Bridge and Iron in the amount of $1,972,000. And I would like to note that this is approximately 12% lower than the estimated cost of $2.2 million.
Can I have a motion on this, please?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Now second.
Discussion. If not, roll call, please.
Trustee Blue?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Raisik?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Item L2 on the agenda is the second half of our project, and that is a village well house, and number 5, and along with SCADA equipment. And again, those bids were opened on May 16th, and we had 3 bidders that met the qualifications. Gaskill and Walton Construction Company, $1,778,000. Allen Mack and Sons Incorporated, $1,793,286. William Brothers Construction Incorporated for $1,980,000 even. After all review by our engineers, it is recommended that the bid be awarded to the low bidder of Gaskill and Walton Construction Company in the amount of $1,778,000.
Could I have a motion on this, please?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any discussion on this? Before we vote, can the public, can I call DJ up or not? I'd like to. Or is this? DJ, I'd like you to just come up and tell everyone the longevity of our very, very, very small tower that we have. Yeah, how many years it's over its lifespan, why we're doing this.
So, good evening, Mayor and Board. We have a 50,000-gallon water tower in desperate need of replacement. The cost per 1,000 gallons, or cost per gallon way exceeds the worth of the value of what we're going to have for the quantity of water that holds. Over the years, this board has instituted rate increases that will help pay for this repayment of this IEPA loan for the 500,000-gallon water tower, which is identical to the one out on I-57, right on Monee Manhattan Road. So it is well needed, much deserved for the community, and hopefully it'll increase water quality and better pressures for the east side of town where it's going to be placed at.
Thank you,
So,
David.
Okay, thank you.
Can I ask a really weird question? The tank that's coming down,
Yes.
can we or will we be able to repurpose that? That's
no.
kind of a really cool thing.
If you're going to ask me to like place it on top of the creamery, I don't think we can do that. But yes, no, I don't typically know the answer to that right now. So if we can turn it into something, I'm sure we'll think of something. So, alrighty.
Inside the roundabout. No, I'm teasing.
Generally, Trustee Gonzalez, generally speaking, when the water tower is decommissioned, if it has no determined useful life left, it is sold for scrap.
Can we sell it for scrap? Yes. Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent.
You certainly can. Usually, the scrapping price goes against the price to dismantle that.
Okay.
I just felt the public needed, I'm sorry, Janet, I just felt you, the public, need to know why we spent that kind of money on a water tower. I mean, we're in desperate need of one, okay? Go ahead, Janet.
I was thinking we might repurpose it into a new office for the mayor.
What?
Cool. Yeah, put a window in it, put wheels on it. I mean, it'd be awesome. Just to,
With that, roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Razik.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Blue.
yes.
Have anything else, David? Okay, we'll move on to open to the public, non-agenda items.
Good evening.
Good evening, Judy.
Judy O'Gala, Will County Board, District 1, which is where we're sitting right now today. I thought I would come before the board. I do travel around and visit the different townships and villages to update or talk about certain things. One of the things that has currently have come up again is, of course, proposed Peatone Airport. Every time we get a new governor, we get a new push for the airport in Peatone. One of the things that I noticed when I have gone door to door in the communities is that most of the people do not want this. So in that, I know that our Congresswoman, Robin Kelly's been going, well, she and her sidekick, as I like to call him, Rick Bryant, have been going around to the different communities to express the interest and the need for everybody to sign on to this project. So what they're asking is for $150 million for an exchange of a I-57 to the airport, which doesn't exist today, in addition to bringing utilities to an airport that doesn't exist today, in addition to doing a new environmental impact study of $12 million. So they're asking for $162 million for this. My expectation is that perhaps there will be some sense in Springfield to realize that while some people think building an airport out in our area would be beneficial to everybody, the reality is we have so many dire infrastructure needs in the state of Illinois that to me it seems it's a ridiculous request to make. But she's gone around and she's done that. I know that she has come to Will County Board, and I did speak with our speaker, Denise Winfrey. She informed me that Rick Bryant did come there, did speak, and chose to ask if we would sign, and our county executive, Larry Walsh, and our speaker, Denise Winfrey, said they would not be signing that letter of support because of the fact that our board does not support the airport as it had in the past. So I was just so in that letter, there's 54 different mayors that have signed on. Majority of the mayors are in Cook County. 3 of the mayors are in Kankakee County, and 2 of the mayors are in Will County. So anything that happens in my district gets me a bit upset when I think that it's going against what I believe the general population feels. So that would be the mayor of Crete and the mayor of Monee. So what I wanted to do, and these mayors, I know Mayor of Crete, Mike Einhorn, has supported this for a very long time, and the mayor here of Monee had said to me that he was given information that was presented to him. So therefore, since I do not have staff, I'm here today presenting some information. Like I said, I expect that it will not be granted the $162 million is my hope. But anyway, I thought I'd present some information today. I have a copy of this information that I can give to the clerk for everyone to have later. I didn't have time to make a copy of everything. One is a resolution that was signed by various different units of government, villages of Peatone, Monee, Manhattan, the townships of Peatone, Monee, Washington, Green Garden, Will, Peatone Beecher, Monee Fire District, Will South Cook Soil and Water Conservation District, and Unit District Drainage District Number 1, a resolution opposing the Peatone Airport. In addition to that, back in 2015, the county board passed a resolution requesting a moratorium on the acquisition of the property of the South Suburban Airport by eminent domain. The county board felt that there's nothing imminent about the airport. It still isn't built. They started buying land back in 2002 to take land from people, many of which were have century-old farms, was inappropriate. That resolution was passed. Another one was the Will County resolution, or the Will County South Suburban Airport Governance Representation Procurement Legislation. This is regarding a specific, so over the course of the time, various governors have asked for, and most recently Governor Rauner and Governor Quinn have asked for a request for information from different developers who might want to do it. Back in January 25, another request was gone out, and this is by a group called ALNAC, the Abraham Lincoln National Airport Commission, put together a group of developers for this. They violated various different rules. So this one was that the Will County government wanted that if an airport were to be built, lawful, rational, responsible, and transparent development would be followed, which is only what we would expect. The last two governors putting out the RFI, several different companies came forward, but they all dropped out. What happened is they expect, these developers want to come here, so our tax dollars were used to buy the property. So then they want to have a private-public partnership because the state doesn't have the dollars to build an airport. So a private-public partnership, they want to hand over this land, all the infrastructure improvements to a private developer for them to get it. And they say, it won't cost taxpayers anything. Well, it already has cost us over $100 million to purchase the property, as well as hundreds of millions of dollars for studies and consultants and stuff like that. In 2006, the Will County passed a resolution on a code of conduct for property owners' Bill of Rights. What was happening then, the various different people who were working for Hanson Professional Services were violating people's rights and treating people unfairly. This is all that's happened at the county. So now we have a new governor. When he gets sworn in, one of the first things that Governor Pritzker did was he signed an executive order for Illinois to join the U.S. Climate Alliance contract. So with that is to help eliminate carbon gases and things like that. Reduce carbon reduction in the form of things like farmland, forest conservation, and growth. Well, in the airport footprint, there's multiple hundreds of acres of forested land from conservation money that was from the state. So I have that information to present, as well as the FEJA, which is the Future Energy Jobs Act, which was passed in 2016. I talked to you about that before, where we started with the solar farms in the county. So there's that information available for you to review. And then back in the early 2000s, this particular brochure was created, and it says this is as close as airplanes need to get to Peatone. And there's 10 reasons why, to stop the Peatone Airport. One thing I do want everyone to know is that O'Hare Airport is 7,000 acres, okay? It's on its another expansion now to increase the cargo to an additional 925,000 square feet of cargo. Gary's expanding, yet the push is still to build an airport in Peatone. This goes and tells you all the different reasons of how many acres of floodplain would be impacted, farmland and such like that. So you guys have a pamphlet for each one of you. This was printed with the generous support of the Village of Peatone, Village of Monee, Will South Cook Soil and Water Conservation District, Will County Farm Bureau. Shut this airport nightmare down that I'd been the vice president of for a very long time. Anthony J. Rudis Tree Farm, he has since passed. American Farmland Trust, and J.R. Short Milling Company. So this is all information for you guys to look for. One of the things that I am doing is I hope that when the budget, that we're working on the budget right now, that at the end of that we'll find that there's no money. $162 million is not appropriated for these infrastructure requests by Congresswoman Kelly. And my main reason is we have so many more dire needs than an airport in Peatone. We should be spending our tax dollars wisely. And then after that, my next request is going to be, I'm going to be going around and asking people, let's put together some sort of study that would say what we could do with the land that has already been purchased that would be an alliance and promote the U.S. Climate Alliance group in preserving land and things like that, and clean energy jobs, soil conservation, things like that. All the things that is all in this Climate Alliance that our current governor has signed. I wanted to just present that to you guys today, and thank you for hearing me.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judy. We'll move on. Any other open to the public?
Norb Snow, Gulf Vista. Good job, Liz. Last board meeting, I talked about our outrageous 5% compounded annually rent increases, and I mentioned our Goat Ranch Golf Course. I was going to elaborate on our field of dandelions this week, but ELS has come up with a new term to increase our rent even more than our bad lease requires already. At our last homeowners association board meeting, our park manager was asked how someone got a $50 a month rent increase. She said that the person received the lease required 5% increase and the additional amount to get to the CPI. I almost went nuts. I go, CPI, Consumer Price Index, CPI-X, CPI-Y. I've worked with those. Certainly not the CPI, which our Social Security increases are based on, which averages less than 2% annually. If you look at your Social Security, some years are nothing. But the CPI is a corporate price index. I refer to it as a corporate profit index. Heather, back here, our park manager, she explained that the CPI was a new minimum lot rent, a figure that was arrived at with no details given. So the person got their 5% and got bumped up to some number none of us ever heard of before. This is just another blatant disregard of our bad lease and another gimmick to raise rents. We have no state or federal laws to protect us from these predatory practices. These predatory practices are used by billionaires such as Sam Zell, Warren Buffett, and LLCs who buy multiple communities and just use us as cash cows. End of report.
Anyone else for open to the public?
Hi, Mayor, Board, DJ. I got caught up in the moment earlier that I wasn't allowed to, or I didn't say thank you to a few people here, and I just wanted to take a moment to say that. First, I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce and the residents of Monee for my humbling acknowledgement. As Lee stated, I'm husband and proud father of 3 children, dedicated in my profession and career with the Village of Monee, proudly serving its residents to make Monee a better place to live. Honored to be on a short list of past recipients, which include our former chair, Lee Boswell, our current mayor, Mr. Jim Pop, former mayor and his wife, Dana Misitovo, former trustees, Rhonda Thompson, Police Commission member, Sid Dresbeck, and our own beloved former P&Z chair, Phyllis Nealon, as past recipients. I encourage our residents to make a difference where you can for our community. Volunteer for events and programs sponsored with the village, such as baseball or Fall Fest. Be an active member with the community at churches around town by helping with Love Monee, Vacation Bible School, 5K walk runs, things of that nature. Join a club such as the Monee Women's Club. Join a society such as Monee Historical Society. Help build upon our present while preserving our past. Attend a Chamber of Commerce meeting and learn about the businesses we have around town, and be a part of some of the special events the Chamber has, such as the Joliet Slammers games. I will wear the honor bestowed upon me now and in the future as a small part of keeping the Village of Monee progress moving forward, and I thank you for this acknowledgement. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Deacon.
Thank you, David. Anyone else for open to the public?
I just need a second, I promise. Here's the chief. Chief? This was the selling some tickets for the 50/50 raffle, and I just wanted the chief to pull it here so that it was recorded as to who the winner was. Could you please pick a...
Thank you.
Can I sit down now?
Oh, yes, you can sit down.
Do you have any other duties for me before I sit down?
And I'm
No, you're
embarrassed
okay.
to say I can't see it. Could you read it for me, please? Shelley Dudzinski. So we will make sure this gets to her. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it was 107 bucks. And that's in there, so you have to keep that in there. Okay, thank you, I'm sorry. I forgot to do that earlier.
No problem. Anyone else for open to the public? That's almost as long as executive session. That was pretty.
We're not done yet. I have a couple things too.
Oh, jeez. Okay, Heidi.
We want people to know.
No,
Yeah.
you can be open to the
So,
public, too.
as DJ just alluded to, Monee Women's Club, our next Women's Club meeting, the May general membership meeting is this coming Tuesday, May 28th. And this month, we're going to be meeting at Bryan's at 7 p.m. So if there's any ladies that haven't come and yet joined us and kind of just, it's a social club. We do philanthropic things. We're giving away a scholarship tomorrow evening. We have outings throughout the year and just generally have a great time. And we found a bunch of tremendous resources and strength in just coming together each month. So I encourage all the ladies in town to please come join us. And the other thing, my other real job, I would like to invite, it's open to the community, the Relay for Life of Greater Will County, which will be taking place on Saturday, June 8th at Lincoln Way North at 19900 South Harlem. Yes, it's the one that's closed, but we are using the field. It is open to the community. It's a team walking event to fight cancer, and I would especially like to invite our cancer survivors and caregivers to come out that day and enjoy a beautifully catered dinner from Enrico's and walk the first opening lap with us. Thank you.
Anyone else for open to the public? Yes, sir.
How you do? Mr. Pop, Mr. Wallace, I think we talked about the RV that I had.
I'm
and
sorry,
was
can you say your
requested.
name, please?
Beg your pardon?
Your name?
William
Your name,
Meeks.
sir.
And which I finally complied, but there's still a lot of people in this town that ain't applied, and I'm $200 in the hole already to have it put somewhere else. And I don't think that's right. I'm not seeing any progress with anybody else following that rule or code. Now, if you want, I'll volunteer my time, my gas, my truck, take pictures and bring them to you. But what's good for one is good for all. We didn't have no problem with it, and I told Mr. Wallace I'd do what I had to do. So, and I think everybody else should have to do what they have to do.
You are absolutely right, and that will happen. Okay, that's
Okay.
how I'll say it to you.
Because like I say, I'll volunteer my time to the village,
Sure.
but, okay?
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else for open to the public?
Mr. Mayor, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Yes, with Memorial Day coming up, I would just like to thank those who've served and who are currently serving our country. A reminder to those veterans that Monee, American Legion's looking for some few proud people to serve. The community also continue their service and serving the community through the American Legion. Post 1200, meet back in the back of Bryan's on the second Tuesday of each month. So feel free to come on out. Thank you.
Anyone else for open to the public? Oh, come on. If not, we'll move on to, we're going to go into executive session. We're going to be dealing with 5 ILCS 120/2, C2 collective bargaining. So, thank you all very much for coming. We'll get a motion to adjourn to executive session.
Second.
Second? All those in favor, roll call?
Trustee Blue? Yes. Trustee Gonzalez? Yes. Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Razick?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Long open to the public.